What is up, everybody? Mr. Bumbleflower here again. I'm back, feeling better, not as sick, and we're gonna make ourselves a new magic deck. I saw a pretty cool card in the new set. It's a green. I'm really excited about it, actually. It's a green card from the new set. See if we can find it. I think I just went to Top Commanders past week. And, yeah, I think his name was Kudo. Search for him, Kudo. No, not Kudo, that's the bear. We already did that. Where did he go? Commanders, sets, Duskworn. Let's see, there he is. Kona, the rescue beastie. So basically what Kona does is at the beginning of your second phase, if Kona Rescue Beastie is tapped, you can just slap a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Doesn't have to be a creature, it can be any permanent, artifact, enchantment, you name it. So we're going to make a deck with this guy, and girl, whatever it is, and then basically we're going to try to make this deck as cheap as possible and try to fill it with different win cons than you usually see. Like for greens, stompies, you usually see the crazy stuff like Galta, and well, Galta's pretty cheap now, but what's the other crazy green? Like Blightsteel Colossus, $34. We don't want cards like that. We want cheap, silly win cons that are just gonna make things easy for us. Like, see Old Gnaw, he's also $35. Old Gnawbone, and he's a really good card. There's a reason he's 35. But yeah, we're gonna try like Crater Hoof. That's usually the greens go-to win con, and it's $30. So we're gonna try to find cheaper, stronger cards, if you know what I mean. So let's get started. Let's go to Moxfield. Bada bing, bada boom. We want to create a new deck. Just name him Kona. Kona Rescue Beastie. This is going to be a mono green, so we're mainly gonna use all green lands. So that's gonna make it also very cheap. Excuse me if I have to clear my throat. I'm still recovering from the sickness, although I do feel a lot better. Let's see if we can find a cooler art for him. Let's see. Yeah, that art's really cool. I don't really add art to the price tag because I just like looking at it. It looks cool. Like in this, but you can always get the cheapest version by switching printing. I mean, you know how it is. And then alright, let's get started. I want to start with some mana drops. We want to tap this card with other creatures as much as possible. So for example, like this Jasper Sentinel. Tap any untapped creature you control, add 1 mana. That's pretty good. 20-cent card. We're going to grab that. That's going to be our first card. And we're going to add a bunch of cards like this. Tap untapped creature, tap untapped creature. Because we don't want to be swinging with Kona. We can swing with Kona if it's like a completely free swing and no one can stop it. But the easiest and safest way is to tap Kona with our other cards, such as Jasper Sentinel. There's a few more cards like Jasper Sentinel out there. See if we can find them. These are the regular mana dorks. I don't know if I want to put regular mana dorks in here. Let's see. I know there's more. Yeah, Lone Dryad. Tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. It might sound silly at the moment to have to tap 2 creatures for 1 mana, but it's gonna be good. We will go back up and get our big boys in a minute. We're just looking for some mana dorks right now. I don't remember the name of all these, that's why I'm scrolling down. I remember there being more than just maybe new cards. That's just Spirit Sentinel. No, there's at least 3 of these. Let's see. Let's just do this. Similar cards. That's not similar at all. I have them pulled up on this other side. Let's see. Citadel Stalwart, I think is his name. Citadel. There he is. Untap target artifact or creature with tap an untapped artifact or creature you control, add 1 mana of any color. Let's see, okay, that gives us 3. Alright. Oh, birds is $5 now? That's a little obscene. Let's throw Nature's Lore in there. We do want to get a lot of mana fast because we're going to be playing expensive creatures. Let's see. Alright, let's just start from the top now and work our way down. During Vitality, creature shall tap, add 1 mana of any color. When Enduring Vitality dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control as an enchantment. I like this because it can turn our tap cards into mana dorks if we need it. So that makes a lot of sense to throw in there. Monstrous Emergence. Has an no cost to cast a spell. Choose a creature you control from or reveal a creature from your hand. Monster Emergence deals damage equal to its power of the creature you choose or the card you reveal to target creature. So this is probably gonna be really good because we're gonna have a bunch of monsters in our hand with high power. We can just kill something. Pop it like it's on. Alright, Fear of Exposure. As an additional cost to cast this spell, tap 2 untapped creatures and or lands you control. It's a 3-drop. It taps our boy Kona. I like it. Alright. Tavar the Pummeler, tap another untapped creature you control. Tavar the Pummeler gains indestructible. It's a 3-drop and it taps Kona. So why not? Let's throw that in there. That one we might get rid of. I don't see. I don't see us keeping that one, but we'll see. Alright, Coordinate Clobbering. Tap 1 or 2 target untapped creatures you control. They each deal damage equal to their power to target creature and opponent controls. That's just like a fight card, but we're tapping Kona. So that's solid. Alright. Spring Drum. That's really good. 40-cent card because it's kind of useless. But in this deck, it's not useless because we're tapping Kona and dropping things for free. Relic of Legends. Also taps our Kona. We also want a lot of creatures with ETBs enter the battlefields. So, because that's pretty good. Galta. This Galta's a little expensive, so we're not gonna play him. Non-creature permanents for each permanent put in the graveyard. Alright, this guy is a 9/9, and he's got an ETB that destroys 3 non-creature permanents. That's pretty good when you're fighting 4 people, or 3 other people. Apex Alistar. When it ATBs, it fights something. When it gets damaged, it fights something. Yeah. I think Apex is a really good green board wipe. And it's also under $5. This guy's $22. We're not playing him. Kodama, though, is $2. And it kind of combos off with Kona. So I think that's going to pop off. So basically what Kodama does is whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put there onto the battlefield with Kodama's ability, you can put another permanent with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. That's pretty good. So whenever Kodama's on the field, we can put 2 permanents on the battlefield instead of just 1. Alright, Vorniclance, we want a bunch of creatures with trample, and I think this is where we're going to start. And then whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana, add an extra mana. And whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, that land doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. That's pretty brutal. So that might be the most expensive card we have. Let's switch its printing so I can read it. Worldspine. It's a trample with 15/15. When Worldspine dies, create 3 5/5 green worm tokens with trample. When Worldspine is put into the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into your library so it doesn't actually die. It's cheap. It's expensive, mana cost wise. That's the kind of card we want to slap down with Kona. 15/15 with trample. That's crazy. That goes hard. And then let's see, we got Beast Within. It's an instant destroy target permanent. That's not. We always throw those in there. We can get rid of it if we really want. When Grux Uprising enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. That sounds like it's going to work very good with our stuff. I don't think I want the elves. I think I do want Lightning Greaves. What is that? Do we not have a cheaper Lightning Greaves? Alright. Heroic Intervention. $10. It's a really good card, but we're trying to keep things 5 and under. Nyx Bloom Ancient's pretty strong. Trample if you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much as that. That's crazy. We do want Kogla. It fights people and it destroys artifacts and enchantments. Gives us some pretty good artifact destroying capabilities. Search your library for a force. We already put Nature's Lore in there. Okay, let's see. Selvala's pretty good. Gives us a bunch of mana. When we drop our big cards. Let's see. When Wrinkle Force enters the battlefield, draw a card for each green creature you control. That's not bad, but it's not. It gives us card draw. We do need some card draw. What does Vaultborn Tyrant do? Vaultborn, another creature with power 4. That's $26. Alright, we want this Galta. Because we can cheat him in pretty easily. And he's trample 12/12. This Phyrexian Horror. I do like horrors. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control. So Galta gets doubled to 24. Sacrifice 2 other creatures, put an indestructible counter on Hunger Dominus. This could be a good game ender if we have it, and we have 2 creatures that are really strong. So we're gonna throw that down. There was some creatures in the set that came out that I wanted to play in the Duskmourn set itself. Let's go look. These are commanders cards. We already are playing Enduring Vitality, Twitching Doll. I wanted to add Twitching Doll because I thought it was cool. Cool little mana dork that gets extra value. It's whenever you tap it for mana, you add a counter, a nest counter, and then eventually you can sacrifice it and create as many green spider tokens as you want for each counter on it. Let's see, I wanted to add Overlord, but Overlord is $24. That's gross. Let's see. Any more green stompy cards? I have to turn my head to read this. Oh, don't want that. Let's see. Oh, there's... There was a room that let you draw cards, if I remember correctly. No, this is the one I was thinking. I don't think we really need that, though. Let's see. Insidious Fungus lets us destroy a target artifact and enchantment for 1 mana. You can, and then later on 2 mana. So that's pretty okay. Let's see. There are better destroy enchantments and artifacts in green, but I don't know. I think all the better ones are more expensive. This guy gives creatures we control hexproof, and creatures your opponent control lose hexproof. So that's pretty good. We want to protect our commander as much as possible because he's going to be the one dropping the bombs. Eternal Witness has an ETB that returns a card from your graveyard to your hand. So I think that's pretty solid. Let's see. Trample on another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control. You may draw a card. That's pretty good. It's cheap. Gives us card draw. And the only way we lose this game is if we don't have cards in our hands to drop with Kona. So we want to get as much card draw as we can in here. Let's see what this guy does. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. But he has a green. Tap 2 untap creatures you control. reveal a card from your hand or the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, put it onto the battlefield. Activate only during your turn. So this can combo off with our Kona, because you can tap Kona and get 2 creatures, so that's a good one. It's also pretty cheap. $6. We're kind of going over the $5 limit, but we're not like going over by a lot, you know. When Discipline of Fraelis enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you gain X life and draw X card, where X is that creature's power. This is an okay card. We can also play as a land. Pay 3 life. If you don't, enter tapped. So if we don't want to draw X cards and sacrifice a big creature, we can just play a land. I think that's alright. That's pretty solid. We have 23 creatures, lots of support. Let's see if we can get some big boys in here. When Dawnglade Regent enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. As long as the monarch permanents you control have hexproof. I don't think I want to be a monarch. I mean, being monarch is good, but I mean, in ETB you become the monarch, and it gives everything hexproof. We'll throw it. We'll throw it in there. It's an 8/8. Alright, this guy's got an Annihilator 2. Whenever our opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card onto the battlefield under your control. It's $9. Let's see, Defender, tap an untapped creature. You control, add 1 mana of any color. Did we put that one in there? Saruli? We did not. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. Cool. Alright, Titan. Titan's good. When it ETBs, choose 2. You can destroy things, create things, put a shield counter on things. It's got reach, it's got trample. All I have to do is say yes to that. And then let's see. In previous Great Worm, Convoke. Creatures can help cast this. It has Indestructible. It's a 16/16. We're just gonna slap that bad boy down and become a threat for $2. Let's see. Stonehoof Chieftain, trample, indestructible. Whenever another creature you control attacks, it gains trample and indestructible. That's a solid. And then let's see, I think we want Ogre. Ogre just helps us out a lot. Basically what Ogre does is whenever he deals combat, you reveal that many cards from the top of your library, and then you slap another creature onto the battlefield from among them. And then they put the rest on the bottom. When Ogre dies, you just make it a land, and then you can transform it into Ogre again. So it's really hard to get rid of Ogre. Ogre is also pretty cheap, $3. Let's see, Greater Hoof. We want Greater Hoof, but we cannot afford Greater Hoof. Let's see, Trample. Vigor's pretty good, but I don't think he's worth $10. Let's see. Fierce Empath is actually pretty good. It lets us search our deck for a creature card with mana value 6 or greater. We have a bunch of those. And we're going to slap them down. That's pretty solid. Gives us a little tutor, kinda. Sakura Tribe, sacrifice, search your life for a basic land card, put that card on battlefield tab, then shuffle. No. Alright, Giant Edifice, trample when Giant Edifice deals combat damage to a player. Create a token that's a copy of Giant Edifice. That's pretty scary. Bunch of 7/7 tramples. That sounds fun. Trample when Woodfall Primus enters the battlefield, destroy target non-creature permanent. It also comes back with Persist. That's not bad. Whenever opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell, you may pay 2. If you don't, you may copy that spell. You may choose. That's kind of cool. Let's see. It's kind of cool. $5. And makes people second guess what they're playing. Alright, let's see. Whenever Verdant Sun, Avatar, another creature in this battlefield, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. And that's cool, but we don't really have anything to do with gaining life. Giant Ankabed. Ankhead? I don't even know. It's got trample, War 2. Other creatures you control have trample and War 2. That protects our commander. And gives our commander trample. Let's see. This spell can't be countered. Green spells you control can't be countered. Until in a turn, each elf creature you control. Toski. This spell can't be countered. Indestructible. Toski bears secrets attacks. Each combat if able. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Gives us more card draw. I don't see why not. He's like the one little guy we're allowing in our deck. We got Lamox Dreadsire, Vigilance, Ward, sacrifice a permanent with mana value 1 or greater. Then you tap him and create another 10/10 creature. Lots of Eldrazi's. I don't want to really make it an Eldrazi deck. I think I've already put a bunch of Eldrazi's in here. I don't know. Let's see. Mainly cheap creatures. Let's see what else we got. When Manglehorn enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact. Artifacts your opponent control enter the battlefield tapped. This is an $8 dragon. The D20, you roll a D20, you put X +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures, where X is the result. I do like that card, but it's $8 now. I think we want this Eldrazi. If they're going to have an Eldrazi, we want Pathraiser, because it has Annihilator 3. And that's just strong. Annihilator 3 is insane. And it's $2. Let's see. When Reclamation Sage enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. This guy has Cascade, Cascade, Cascade. which is pretty crazy. I think I want Cascade. I think that's pretty cool for $5 or $4. Let's see. Alright, now we are past our creature phase. We have 36 creatures. That's crazy. But I think it's necessary. Alright, for everything else, we do want some instances, but not a lot, because we are mainly focused on permanents in this deck. That's an expensive instant. I don't think I want that. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end turn. That's pretty good. Let's throw that in there. Worldly Tutor, search your library for a creature. That's $14. This is exactly 5. Search your library for a creature or land card and reveal it. Put it onto battlefield tapped. Wait. Search your library for a creature or land card and reveal it. Put it onto the battlefield tapped if it's a land card. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Oh, okay. I like that. We also, that's a lot of good options. Let's throw that bad boy in there. Yeah, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and try to have it fight something, or exile target artifact. Or you can just tutor a creature, put it in your hand. That's a pretty cheap tutor. To be a safekeeping, target permanents you control gain hexproof and indestruct on end of turn. You gain 2 life. Yeah, we want that in there. We're trying to protect our commander as much as possible. So yeah. Let's see. Chord of Calling. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less. Split second, destroy. Destroy target artifact or enchantment for 3. Nature's Claim is the same thing, but for 1. I think that's a solid. Additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a land, search your library for a land card, put that card onto the battlefield. Okay, no thank you. Legolas is really good, but it's $18. Unfortunate. We're really limiting ourselves here today. I might make another video where I just make this deck as expensive as possible, because that sounds pretty fun. Summoner's Pack. Search your library for a green creature card, reveal it, put it onto your hand, then shuffle your library. I mean, with all our mana ramp and mana we're gonna have, that's a pretty solid option, but if it's not your turn, you may exile a green card from your hand rather than pay this card. Destroy up to 2 target artifacts. Yeah, Smuggler's Surprise. Mill 4 cards, you may put 2 creature and or land cards from among the mill cards into your hand. You may put up to 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Creatures you control with power 4 or greater gain hexproof and indestructible. This also protects our commander for 2. might be our last Protect Commander card, other than maybe Swift. Which boots do we have? We have Lightning Greaves. Oh, how expensive is Swift foot boots? Oh, $3. Say less. Alright. Let's see. Lots of destroy target artifact enchantments. I am pretty heavy on that. Snakeskin, put a +1/+1 on target creature you control, it gains hexproof. And regenerate each creature you control. That's pretty nutty. I think that Rapid Vigor sounds pretty fun. Basically, regenerate just throws them in the graveyard for what I can remember, and then at the end of the turn, you get them back. Or if the creatures die, you get them back. So you drop that after a board wipe, and you get all your creatures back. That's pretty solid. Alright. Sorceries. I think we want Cultivate. And then maybe a Kodama's Reach. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put one on the battlefield tab, the other one in your hand. And then that's a $30 sorcery. Last March of the Ints, that's a good game ender, but no, we don't want that because it's too expensive. Seasons of the Gathering, we do want this. I like this card a lot. It lets you board wipe artifacts and enchantments and do other cool stuff like put +1/+1 counters and give it vigilance and trample on different creatures so it can end the game potentially. And then draws cards. You can also draw cards with it, so I like cards that can do different things in one go. Let's see. I think that's all the sorceries we want, really. Good top 7 cards. You allow me to put a creature card from on the if that card was converted, it costs 3 or less. It enters with 3 additional +1s. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And no, we don't want to do that. This can be a land, or return a card from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. We'll throw that little guy in there. And then you can play additional land this turn, draw a card. Overwhelming Stampede. Gain trample and +6/+4 X mouth. Yeah, we want Overwhelming Stampede. That's going to be one of our game enders. Gotta make sure to hold that for as long as possible and then swing out with it. So additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw cards equals 7. Traverse the Outlands is pretty strong, but I don't know. I think we want Triumph of the Hordes. That's also a good game ender. That's probably the cheapest game ender we're gonna find. So we're gonna cheat a little, throw this card in there. Why is it $20? Okay, I thought it was 10. Let's do this. Let's do land, forest. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna do this. Oh shit. Forest. We're gonna just add 30. So let's see what we're working with. What else we can throw in here? I think I want a good amount of land. Alright, we can add 5 more cards with 37 land. So let's see what we can do with 5 more cards. Emerald Medallion, Flying whenever smugglers copter attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Alright. Let's see. Creatures you control flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, protection on black and red. That's an awesome card. Also $34. Let's see. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus dinosaur. Creature token with base power and toughness, each equal to the total power of those creatures. That's kind of cool. I think it goes with the theme of the deck a little too. We're doing like horrors and beasts and stuff like that. It's also a permanent, so Kona can slap that down. I kind of wanted to get some cooler artifacts and enchantments for Kona to slap down too. Head Shredder's kind of rolling hamster. Gets +1/+1 for each hamster. Whenever rolling hamster tags, create 3 rolling hamsters. Then it deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of hamsters you control. That's funny. I like that card. It's a 7-drop artifact. Crew 3. I don't think we need a rolling ball of hamsters, but that's a silly card. I like it a lot. Let's see. Monster manual artifact. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield for 2. I mean, that's not bad, but we're already doing that with Kona. Do we want to double up on Kona's abilities? Maybe, maybe not. Winter Moon is a little oppressive. What's up? Kind of a cheap oppressive. Let's see. What's all these vehicles all about? Why is it suggesting so many vehicles? Commander plate is good. Like if I didn't have a budget limit on this one, I would throw Commander Plate in there because that's too good. Let's see. More vehicles, lots of vehicles. Mithril Coat is really good, but it's like $20. Let's see. Rona's Monument's pretty good. Makes our creatures cheaper. And it also gives us trample. That's solid. Let's see, we have a bunch of just like stall cards. I think we want to move on to enchantments. Whatever non-token creature. Okay, that's expensive. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. That's a big. At the beginning of your instep, create a worm. I don't know how this deck has become a worm deck, but that's a pretty cheap card. And we can slap it down with Kona. I think worms are very expensive, mana cost wise, so people don't play them as much. But with Kona, we can play them because we can just slap them down. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. That's good. That's a game winner right there. Let's throw them in there. And then enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped, mana, its control adds an additional. Sylvan Library. At the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards. That's a good card. That's a 10 out of 10 card with $30. Utopia Sprawl. Enchant Forest. Choose a color. Whenever Enchant Forest is tapped for mana, its control adds an additional one. Why? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. If its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. I love this card. I think I'm going to make an exception for this card and put it in the deck. It's one of my favorites. It's just very useful. Let's see. Gives us great card draw for pretty cheap. Whenever you tap a land for mana, sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to discard a creature's power, then discard 3 cards. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Tap and untap creature you control, untap target basic land. When this ETBs, draw a card. Enchant creature loses all abilities. Is a green elk. That's not bad. It can cripple someone's commander. But I think I'm good with that one. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. That sounds good to me. Creatures you control can't be targets of spells or abilities your opponents control. That's pretty good. It also lets us regenerate creatures. I like this guy. Asceticism, however you say that. Asceticism. Alright, let's see. I think we're we're almost done. We have 102 cards in our main deck. Let's go through our enchantments a little more. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Didn't I just put that one in there? I did not. I think I want this one in there. The more card draw we have, the more cards we can drop with Kona. When thickest in the thicket enters, put X +1/+1 counters on creature, where X is that creature's power. At the beginning of your end step, draw 2 cards if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. We can slap this down with Koma too. I think we throw that in there. Let's see, the world spell. Look at top. Put 2. Nope. Enchant creature. Gets +10/+10 and has trample and annihilator too. It's a tribal enchantment. I don't know if I can use that when I drop it. You may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battle. This is a permanent card, but if I put it onto the battlefield, let's Google it. When you put can you use its enchant ability? If an effect attempts to put an aura onto the battlefield attached to either an object or player, it can't legally enchant an object or player that is undefined. The aura remains in its current zone unless that zone is the stack. Okay. So if I can't, for enchanting things, you can't do that if it's not defined. So if we're doing Kona's ability, from what I understand, and we put a permanent card from our hand onto the battlefield, we're not casting it, we're putting it onto the battlefield. So we're not able to declare a creature that we can enchant with said ability. Colossification. When it enters, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +20/+20. I mean, that's pretty cool. Eventually we'll have mana to do that, right? And then Colossification taps Kona. Kona drops another permanent from the battlefield onto the play. And then next turn you got 2 big boys coming at you. That's solid. Choose and discard a creature card. Search the library for a creature card. Reveal that card to all players and put it into your hand. That's a $200 card. Jesus Christ. We don't want enchant creatures anymore. Song of Dryads is funny. That's a funny card. Leyline Immersion. Enchant legendary creature. It gives our commander Ward 2, and then you can tap it for 5 mana. That's insane. I think we have to put that one in there. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. When you unlock this door, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tab, then shuffle. When you unlock this door, manifest dread, then put 3 +1/+1 counters. Up the Beanstalk is just good. Whenever it enters the battlefield and whenever you cast a creature 5 or greater, you get to draw a card. That's pretty good. All creatures have haste. No. I kind of do want a battle, at least one. When invasive Shannon enters the battlefield, return up to 3 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. And then when it flips, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. I think that's pretty solid for $1. I think I want a Planeswalker too, because we can just slap Planeswalkers down as well. Let's see, what does Nisa do? Completed? Completed? Yeah, okay, whatever. Create an X green Phyrexian Hoarder creature token where X is Nisa's loyalty. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 for each force you control and gain trample. I think that's the one. And Nisa, Who Shakes the World, is also pretty good. But I think this Nisa is a lot more spooky. A lot more spooky and a lot more useful. So we're going to drop that. We got a battle, we got a Planeswalker, we got a bunch of stuff. We might get rid of some sorceries. Let's get some utility lands. Reliquary Tower, we want that just to have it. That's not bad. That's a $5 land. We'll throw that in there. Why not? We'll do a Rogue's Passage as well, because our main thing is creatures. War Room's pretty solid too. Let's just draw a card if we are desperate enough for that. How many legendary creatures do we have? Surprisingly not as many as we would expect. Shifting Woodland sounds pretty cool too. I mean, we're probably never gonna get to use it, but if we do, and we copy something crazy, that sounds pretty cool. Command Beacon's pretty cool. I'm assuming Kona's gonna get a lot of hate, so casting it for its normal CMC, once it gets hated out of the game, sounds pretty good. Draw a card, activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Bonder's Enclave is going to be good in our deck. I think that's all we want. Yes. Do we want a Soul Ring? It helps us cast our commander a little more, but I don't really see a need for it, but fuck it, we ball. Soul Ring. Arcane Syndic, we don't need that. We have plenty of other mana abilities. Oh, they got the big band sticker on them now. That's hilarious. Limestone. I think we're good. Yeah, I think the rest of these, I mean, having a Caverns of Souls is nice, but don't really need that. Yeah, we're good. Let's go see what we got to remove now. Alright, we have 44 lands. Let's remove this until it's 37. Okay, we gotta remove 10 cards. I liked all the enchantments, so let's look at those last. Relic of Legends is insane, so let's keep that there. Actually, there might be a combo with Relic of Legends. Let's look that up. Relic of Legend combos. That's a black combo. Okay. This is green red. See if we can find a green combo. Maybe we can't, but maybe we can. Let's see. We got blue. That's a big combo. More big combos. Mainly Safi that's comboing with this. I feel like there's fancier combos, but why is it even? I don't even get that, but alright. Okay, that's fine. I could have sworn there's like a untap. An untap card that would let me combo off of Relic of Legends. It's because the Relic of Legends tap an untapped legendary creature. So I feel like that could do something, but I'm not too worried about it. This is mainly a beat people in the face deck, so we have 36 creatures. Let's see if we can narrow that down a little. There was one creature I was like, we don't really need that, but I can't remember which one it was now. Oh, Monarch? I think this was one of them. Let's look at the expensive cards. Let's sort by. Sort by price. Oh, we can include our price. Okay. I think we can get rid of this. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control. I mean, that's good, but we don't really need it. This guy is $8. Whenever opponent casts an instant of sorcery, yeah, it doesn't really fit into our theme. And also, it's kind of just there. Let's see. Vorniclex, whenever you tap a land of mana, when an opponent taps a land for mana, that land does. I like him, but I don't know if we need him. I like 34 creatures. I think that's a solid creature base. We have 9 sorceries. We might not need 9 sorceries. We got some taps. We got some stampedes. Ah, yes. The expensive in-game card that I threw in there. Yeah, let's get rid of that. That makes our sorceries a lot cheaper. Our creatures are $100. Everything else is under 20. Let's look over here. I thought this was $8. I don't know. Yeah. $8, $8. $13 for Tribute of the World Tree. Let's see, there was some card in here that was like, I think it's this one. We can use it as a land, or we can use it as card draw. But it's also sacrificing a creature. I don't think we want to sacrifice our creatures, so I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see. Enduring Vitality is pretty solid. We got our little squirrel. Tyvar's pretty good because it taps our Kona. I think I don't want Dawnglade. But Dawnglade makes us Monarch, which gives us extra card draw. I think this elephant's pretty rough too. I don't know, it's 9/9, but it doesn't have trample and it gives other people 3/3s. Doesn't destroy creatures. I don't know, I kind of like him though. Alright, this guy I think can go. Yeah, let's get rid of that guy. Let's see. We have the creepy Manadork. I kind of like that. Not staying in. That's a pretty good card. Fuck, this is hard. Alright, sorceries. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards. Put 1 on the battlefield. Tapped. Oh, this can be a land. Or I think we get rid of that. Instance. We have a bunch of protection here. Destroy target permanent. I think we get rid of Nature's Claim. We have enough destroy target permanents in the deck. Let's see, artifacts. That's really good. And really cheap. That's really good for our deck and really cheap. That's crazy. Alright, what's this? Whenever 1 or more non-token creatures you control die, create a green fungus. Oh, I liked the fungus stuff. That was cool. Alright, enchantments. Those are some hard decisions. We gotta get rid of 3 cards. We could just close our eyes. Ogre. I like this printing better because it's easier to read. That's a cheap trample card that also taps our Kona. That protects Kona. I like all the cards in here. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay. And then we got Eternal Witness. That's good. Annihilator 3 is just solid. Stonehoop Chieftain, trample control. Whenever another creature you control attacks, it gains trample. It's not bad. Gives everything trample. Convoke Indestructible 1616. That's just cool. I really want to slap that thing down. Let's see. Another worm, trample. Makes other worms with trample. Galta is Galta. You can't not have Galta. Let's see. That gives us card draw. I think we get rid of Sylvala. It's also one of our more expensive cards. But I don't think we're going to need her that much. We gotta get rid of one more card. Fuck. We could just get rid of a silly one like this. Tap 1 or 2 target uncheck. They deal each deal damage equal to their. I don't know. That's pretty bad. That's not bad. I think Nature's Lore. Yeah. Yeah. I think we get rid of Nature's Lore. I think that's the play. 100 main deck. We got 37 lands. That's a solid mana base. Let's see what the CMC is. It's going to be ridiculous. Alright, let's see. Usually like a little statistic here. You have a 98% chance of playing these on career. The average mana value of your deck is 2.9 with land. The median value of your deck is 2. I feel like we have a lot more expensive CMC than that. That's also why we added so many lands, because our CMC costs are insane. Like, if we go here, sort by mana cost. This is 8, 9, that's a 10 mana drop. I mean, hopefully we get it for free, you know? But well, like, we don't, why is it not? There we go. We have a lot of, like, we don't have a lot of cheap cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that are 2 under. But yeah, okay, that's that. Let's see about playing a quick little test run, giving it a play test. Bada bing, bada boom. You can see the bottom cards. Okay, great. Alright, is this a hand we want? That's the real question. We have 1 mana and a dream. That is not a hand we want. Let's do a mulligan. Is there a mulligan button? I think there's a restart button. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Got soaring into forest. Into a bunch of. Alright, we would play soaring. Draw a card. And then second turn, draw a card. And then tap for a Loon Dryad. That gives us what? 1, 2, 3. And we draw a card. Draw a card. There's our second mana. Second mana turn 4. Then we can 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop our commander. Tap it for a mana that we're not going to spend. And then plop down. Who do we want to plop down? Turn 4. We plop down. Fuck it, World Spine. We didn't even have to attack. World Spine's on the field. Immediate threat, turn 4. We only have 2 mana. But now, let's say next turn goes by, they kill Worm Spine. It goes. We get 3 worm tokens, and it goes into our library. How do we create a token in there? Add token. Worm. We have 3 worms. They all have trample. This went back into our library. Move to bottom of our library. Oh shit, don't do that. We want to shuffle. There's the shuffle button. So they killed our worm. We got 3 worm tokens. It is now our 5th turn. Bada bing, bada boom. We will tap this for Jasper Sentinel. We will tap this for another land. That gives us 1, 2, 3 land to go for. Maybe we should not have played that. Let's tap all of our land. That gives us 4 land. And we got Toski out on the field. Now these worms can swing and draw us, let's say 3 cards. Because whenever a creature you control deals combat advantage to a player, draw a card. Now we have more stuff to drop. We can make more worms with this enchantment. I say we throw we want to keep these like enduring vitalities and Jaspers in our hand, because if we lose one, we can always play another to tap our commander, you know what I mean? I think we throw down Titan with our commander. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact. Target player gains 5 life. We'll create a 4/4 green rhino and put a shield token on our commander. So we got a rhino and then shield token over here. Is there another shield token? There's not, but you get the point. Play a mana, call it a day. Yeah, this deck seems pretty crazy. You can just turn 4, drop a worm or a Titan of Industry or an Ogre or a Kogla or a Sandworm. That's a crazy green deck. I like that deck. Alright, Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any suggestions, any other cheap game-winning green cards that I could use in this deck, let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope everyone has a good day. I'm glad to be back. I'm probably gonna start polls eventually if I get enough viewers. And put the poll in the description for what deck I'm gonna make next. So be looking out for those polls in the description, and you can comment what deck you want to see next, or if you just want me to do a specific deck, I can do that too. Let me know. Hope everyone has a good day. Bye.